Welcome back to our channel and to our epic RV adventure. In episode 6, we visit Seneca Falls, the Herkimer Diamond Mines, and the Erie Canal. We ended episode 5 in Niagara Falls. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. It was fun. We left Niagara Falls and drove 2 hours to the east into upstate New York, stopping in Seneca Falls. As the mother of 6 boys, I felt it was important to stop at the Women's Rights National Historic Park. The first Women's Rights Convention was held here in 1848. We spent about an hour in the visitor center learning about the convention, and then we ventured across the street to the restored chapel where the convention was actually held. Finally, we stopped and looked at the reflection wall in Declaration Park. It was a short visit, but one of great importance. After that short visit, we drove 2 more hours to the east, further into upstate New York, and stopped at Herkimer. Our campground was in the foothills of the Adirondacks, and it was especially beautiful this time of year. The fall foliage was near its peak season. The gently rolling hills, the shallow bubbling creeks, the migrating Canadian geese, the yellow, orange, and fiery red leaves which covered the hillside, all of it was truly spectacular. Our campground was right along the water's edge, and the boys had a fabulous time exploring the area, throwing rocks in the water, going for nice, long, leisurely walks. It was so relaxing. We really enjoyed our stay there. In the morning of the next day, we went to the famous Herkimer Diamond Mine, and we tried our luck at mining for diamonds. Herkimer diamonds aren't actually true diamonds. They are what's called double-terminated quartz crystals, and this is found in natural abundance all throughout Herkimer County, New York. The younger boys did some sluicing instead of mining. They got to pour bags of dirt into a screened box, lower the box into the water, sluice it around, and see if anything appeared out of the muck. I'm happy to say that they each discovered some Herkimer diamonds, a few other gemstones, and several fossils. They thought they were rich now. Dad and the teenage boys went into the quarry with hammers and bags, and they spent several hours chiseling away at the earth. And then they had some very sore arms to prove it. But it was all worthwhile in the end. Besides finding some interesting geodes, they also found some of the diamonds. They were quite pleased with their discoveries. After our time at the diamond mine, we headed into the Mohawk River Valley to ride a cruise on the famous Erie Canal. What an educational ride this was! Did you know that there wasn't just one Erie Canal, but rather 3? The first canal, opened in 1825, was shallow and narrow, and mules pulled the barges up the canal. But it forever changed the landscape of America. The Atlantic Ocean was now connected to the interior Great Lakes. The Mohawk River Valley was chosen as the location because it is flat and the only natural passage through the Appalachian Mountains. The original canal was only 40 feet wide and 4 feet deep, and it ran from Albany to Buffalo. Since this became the first and only available water route to the western side of the Appalachian Mountains, the canal's popularity spread quickly. New York City became very prosperous. Population quickly spread into western New York and western Pennsylvania, and traffic on the canal boomed. In 1834, construction began to enlarge the canal in order to keep up with all the traffic. The second canal, known as the Improved Canal, did not follow the exact path of the first, but it was very close. Locks were put in place to raise the barges with water elevators instead of using brute force of mules along a towpath to move traffic along. The canal was enlarged to 70 feet wide and 7 feet deep. However, with the advent of the railroads, passenger traffic ceased on the canal by the late 1800s, even though cargo traffic continued to thrive. In the early 1900s, the third canal was built. Under the governorship of Theodore Roosevelt, the state of New York established the New York Barge Canal. This canal put controls on the existing rivers in the area and utilized them as much as possible. As with the first renovation of the canal, prior existing sections of the canal were abandoned. Once again, the canal hosted unprecedented amounts of cargo barges until the beginning of the interstate highway system in the 1950s. All at once, water was no longer the cheapest way to ship cargo. The trucking industry dethroned the Erie Canal, and it would never be the same. Today, the canal is used mostly for private recreational water vessels. On our cruise of the canal, we learned all this history and much more. We were able to experience going through Lock 18 on our journey, and the captain of our tour boat actually allowed our boys to pilot the boat for a short distance. Not many kids these days can say that they steered a boat down the Erie Canal. We had 2 wonderful and unique experiences all in one day in Herkimer, New York. Join us next time as we go further east into Boston. Like and subscribe. Thanks!